My name is T, and we are talking scary movies. I appreciate you tuning in for another brand new review. Remember, every Wednesday night at 8:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, I'm going to have a new interview piece, a new opinion piece for you, or some horror news for you to check out. But we are in the spooky season, so from now until Halloween, every Wednesday night, in addition to one of those, I'm also going to have 12 streaming suggestions for you to check out across a magnitude of streaming services, y'all. Netflix, Screenbox, Shudder, Prime Video, and so many more. You don't want to miss it. If you're struggling to find something to watch, I got suggestions for you, and I'm going to tell you where to find those out. But if you want to catch that, reviews, everything that I'm dropping here on my channel, the best way to do that is to get subscribed to my link tree. And you can do that by going to linktr.ee/T scary movie. If you get subscribed to my link tree, that's going to give you access to the YouTube page for the video versions of the show, your favorite podcasting platforms, the audio only versions of the show, my Letterboxd page for my written reviews and movie rankings throughout the year, to my TikTok page for my short horror content, including movie news and movie premieres, to my Twitch page for my horror gaming, including The Thing Remastered and Phasmophobia, and to my Fangoria shop page where you can enjoy a 20% off discount, anything in the shop, including a 1-year subscription to the physical magazine. Take advantage of this, folks. Hit that subscribe button so you can catch everything I'm dropping here on my channel. The more followers I get, the more content I can put out for all of you. So what are we talking about here tonight? Folks, I had to take a little bit of time off from it here just because I was going back to back on so many things with reviews and my Wednesday episodes that I fell by the wayside here, and I'm about a week behind on Mayfair Witches. So we're getting back to that, folks. We did episode 5 of season 1 a couple of weeks ago, and it's time to continue on in this story. So if you recall, in episode 5, we had followed up on Cyprian and Rowan being trapped in the Mayfair house with Carlotta and with Lasher. Carlotta had attempted to kill Rowan, and that plan ended up backfiring as Rowan tried to fight her off, and then as Cyprian showed up, Cyprian was accidentally stabbed by Carlotta instead, and Lasher ended up trapping them both in the house. Now, in that, as we got into that episode, it was about Lasher trying to get Rowan to succumb to not just what he's trying to get her to do, but to her own desires as well. Whether it's the two of them hooking up, whether it's killing off Cyprian or Carlotta, whether it's staying with him for whatever his desires may be, because we still don't know what the fuck Lasher wants. This is my biggest issue with the show right now. I'm actually enjoying Mayfair Witches. Doesn't need to be an interview with the vampire. I get it's in the same universe, but the problem I'm having here is I have no idea what Lasher actually wants from the Mayfairs, or specifically from Rowan. What is happening? Because if it was something that he wanted from Deidre had Rowan. So that's presumably what he wanted in the first place, like I had said earlier on in the season. And now that he has her, is the goal to marry her, to give her a kid? What is the deal here? Not clear yet. Hopefully this gets worked out in these last 2 episodes, because I'm not so certain right now. So this week's episode 6, which is Transference, this picks up here with Rowan learning that there is a group out there that has issues with witchcraft and with witches. Now, this is nothing new in the real world. So many people don't like witchcraft and everything that surrounds it here, but this is kind of playing off what we've been watching across the season, to where most of the episodes have begun showing us something happening in the past. There's been a Mayfair ancestor named Suzanne who has been helping out as a healer way back in the day, back in the 1600s, who has seen a number of her colleagues identified as witches and utilizing witchcraft. And the sinister undertones of these past scenes have kind of given the idea that at a certain point, Suzanne was probably going to have to deal with repercussions of engaging with witches as well too. And that's certainly what has happened, is that Suzanne in the past has now been directly accused of witchcraft. She's been captured, and like what happened back in the day, given the choice to either admit to her witchcraft or she'll be put to death via drowning, which it's going to do the same thing. They would kill her whether she admitted anything regardless here. And so what's happening here is that Tessa Mayfair has told Rowan about this conspiracy, and that makes Rowan a target, because there are people out there in this day and age that are targeting witches just for what they are and what they do, and want them all dead. It is like MAGA for a witchcraft, basically. That is what we are looking at here. And they're trying to hunt all of these witches down. And the whole idea here, and what's been a running theme this season, is people trying to get Rowan to use her powers. That she has some kind of idea of what these powers do. She's killed a number of people with them, but she doesn't really have a firm control. It very much seems to be triggered by her emotions. And so Tessa is trying to encourage Rowan to use her powers to kind of help out with the issues that they're having. And so she ends up going and visiting Cortland, another relative of her that's kind of like the monarch of the Mayfairs right now. And the whole idea here is that Cortland suggests that Rowan passes off the curse of Lasher to another Mayfair, because we find out that various women throughout the ages have been not the Avatar, but they have been Lashers. Like, what is even the word for it here, honestly? Is it Muse? It's not Muse, right? I don't know, but basically it allows Lasher to pick a new designee. That's the word. It's a designee, basically. And so the idea is that there might be a spell that relieves Rowan of being Lasher's designee and can be passed on to somebody else. And that's really what we're trying to get to. All in the meantime here, we find out that this man we've been keeping an eye on in the morgue with Deidre's body ends up stealing Deidre's heart and gives it to the anti-witch cult, fueling their purpose more, giving this man his own purpose as well as they continue the hunt for witches. They know the Mayfairs are a thing. They know they're in the city, and they're looking to put a stop to them. And so gathers up all of these other women Mayfairs with Rowan as a way of transferring the curse of Lasher on to somebody else, and it ends up getting passed over to Tessa Mayfair. Now, Tessa ends up going to try to get Deidre's heart back from the man who stole it out of the morgue, and unfortunately we find out that it was a setup and that this man has very much put Tessa in danger. The anti-witch cult is there to kidnap her and presumably kill her as well and get a chance to get at the other Mayfair. So it's not a good look right now. Nobody's doing too well, and Cyprian is stuck in the past right now too, as Cyprian uses his powers to go back in time to look and see what Suzanne was going through. And guess what? Lasher is very aware of his presence in the past. He's kind of omnipotent, so he can be at any place at any time, and has caught Cyprian there and is holding him to the past. So we have a lot of stuff going on. This was the most action-filled episode of the season so far. There's a lot that's actually happening, and this emergence of this anti-witch cult, I think, is obviously giving a physical antagonist that the Mayfairs can fight, because thus far against Lasher this season, they haven't really been able to do much of anything. Like, it seems like if Lasher is going to get taken out here in these last couple of episodes, it's going to very much be by random happenstance rather than something going down. But we don't know. Maybe Lasher is a big part of season 2. I have no idea. I have not read these books, so I don't know the backstory. But I'm loving the fact, though, that we get some action in this episode, and that while we're still dealing with Lasher, again, we get some very corporeal enemies here that the Mayfairs, that Rowan and Cyprian and the Talamasca can turn their attention to and actually face off against. That's exciting to me, and it still ponders the question of what the Mayfair's goals here are as well too, because why do they want somebody bound to Lasher is the question. Like, again, we don't know what Lasher necessarily wants. Is he bringing the Mayfair's power in turn for getting a designee? We don't know. And once I get that information, that should fill in so many other blanks here that I have with the show right now, but it's just taking a minute to get to that, and that's making me just a little bit restless with it. Either way, though, we don't have that many episodes left. We have 2 more, y'all. We're here on episode 6, Transference. We got 2 episodes left to see how they wrap this up for season 1. I don't want you to miss any of that. So if you've been paying attention, hit that subscribe button, because we're still going to get through these bottom 2, and I'm so interested in hearing what your theories are for where this is going. Obviously, if you know exactly where it's going, don't tell me that. That's going to spoil things for me. But for those of y'all that don't, I'm curious where you think this is going with the Mayfairs and Lasher. Again, tell me in the comment section what you think this is leading to with the Mayfairs and Lasher for a chance to win a Freddy Krueger Toonie Terror action figure. We're going to be giving that out at the end of the month. We're going to find a winner there for it. But again, let me know in the comment section for a chance to win the Freddy Krueger figure, y'all. Season 1 is available right now on Netflix for y'all to check out, so if you're wondering where you can watch it, check it out there. Folks, I'm still going through Season 1 of Interview with the Vampire for you as well, too. You don't want to miss any of that, so hit that subscribe button, and I'll be back next week with more Mayfair Witches for you to check out. In the meantime, y'all, more great reviews on the way for you. Don't miss any of that. My name is T. We've been talking scary movies. Stay scared.
Boy here is a big fan of Fangoria. So, if you want to check out the world's best horror magazine that's out there, get a chance to get yourself your own subscription, which I just got my first one back in 2022 and I don't regret it for a second. But if you want your own Fangoria subscription or you like the Fangoria merchandise, then head over to the Fangoria shop and use my link if you want to save yourself some money, folks. That's an easy one to remember. Just go to shop.fangoria.com/AXDEW. Again, that's shop.fangoria.com/AXDEW, or use my specific code AXDEW at checkout. You can save 20% off your entire order, and that implies 2 subscription and one-time orders as well. You don't want to miss out, folks, because with the magnitude of horror movies we've had released in the last few years, and with what we have on the horizon, Fangoria is going to be your #1 source for all that great, juicy, bloody information in the world of horror. So again, head to shop.fangoria.com. Hey there, folks! Thanks for tuning in to T Watch This Scary Movie. I appreciate you checking out another review or movie news, whether we're talking movies, TV shows, books, or games, whatever, it's all scary. Remember, you can check out new episodes every Wednesday night at 8:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on the YouTube page for video. That's youtube.com/C/Theron Reynolds Scary Movie. Again, youtube.com/C/Theron Reynolds Scary Movie. And you can check out the audio version on all your favorite podcasting platforms. Just search T Watch the Scary Movie or TWASM. Don't forget, my name is T. We've been talking scary movies. Stay scared.